postgraduate in commerce. He has been awarded nationwide scholarship of excellence in English by SOF, and he also runs a YouTube channel with global audience. Anant has participated in group discussions organized by University of Melbourne, and he is also a researcher in economy and ecology with several published work. He is also a skilled public speaker as well. So without further ado, let's welcome Anant Kumar Garg to share his insights and expertise on cracking group discussions for interview. Welcome to the session, Anant. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Tanya, for that incredible introduction. There are quite a things that I've sort of managed to achieve throughout the years. I'm quite grateful to God. So before starting, let me do three important things. First, I would like to extend my sincerest gratitude to Preity ma'am for finding me worthy and capable enough to be part of such a prestigious platform and giving me an amplified voice. I think, Preeti ma'am, you might not know, I have been following you since a very long time, and I think you are truly a representation of a strong, independent woman. So thank you for being you.
We are actually glad to have you here because we have heard a lot about you from the Ishwin also and in the previous webinar also.
Pleasure is all mine. Secondly, allow me to thank Tanya for just being the best moderator that I've ever seen. And truly, you are the princess of your craft. So thank you so much for being that beautiful bridge. And lastly, but not least, would be the audience that have joined me today. I think I would exceed your expectations with all the experiences that I have gathered. So I would request Tanya to just show the PPT. Okay, so a little bit about me. During COVID, I took part in University of Melbourne, Australia's debating, public speaking, and group discussion facility. And believe you me, I have conducted about 30 plus group discussions from students all across the world and participated in almost 25 plus discussions myself. So I do come from a place of an experience, and I wish to give you that experience. Today's session is all about tracking the discussion, an art, a science that a lot of the people fear but are not acknowledged with the dimensions of it. So let's move to the next slide. What are group discussions? It is truly something that a lot of the professionals, well trained, well qualified professionals, are quite scared of. By the time we move to the next slide, if anybody has anything to say on what they think is group discussion, they can mention that in the chat box or unmute themselves. Till the time I must wear my glasses because I'm not able to see anything. Looks जाते हैं थोड़ा बाहर. We must go and study. So the interaction that I've had with people, I've realized that group discussion is both a process of selection as well as a process of rejection, in which 10 to 12 candidates are asked to conduct a discussion on a random topic. The candidates are fighting for a job in just 10 to 15 minutes. How intimidating is that? While discussing, they are being monitored by a selection panel of experts, which are scoring them on various well defined and structured parameters. Let's move to the next slide. But the common question is, why are group discussions considered so scary? Now, I want all of you to just close your eyes and imagine a situation with me. Imagine you are sitting in a room with full of professionals, masters of their craft, well equipped with the technical knowledge. And randomly, out of nowhere, you are thrown a topic in which you have to discuss. From neurosciences to Israel war, you can be asked anything extemporaneously. Well, sounds intimidating, right? To some extent, honestly, it is intimidating. It's not because of the process that it is inherently. It is because of the self doubt that creeps in, the nervousness that we experience, and the lack of confidence of speaking from an early age. So here I am, breaking the ice after participating in so many group discussions and having the most treasure things of my life, that is my experiences. Believe you me, I'm your one stop shop. Let's move to the next slide. Now, when it comes to group discussions, There are certain type of topics that can be thrown at your way. So basically, if you divide the topics on a broad paradigm, there are five types of topics that I have seen experts giving. The first is technical topics, which is also known as the close-ended topic. These topics are very technical. For example, auditing. There might be a lot of people from the chartered accountancy fraternity. You might be asked about standards of auditing, accounting standards. So in these topics, you might not be given a lot of freedom to go off the bar. The next topic are the creative topics or the open-ended topics. For example, has feminism gone too far? These are the topics in which you can truly discover your opinions which were hidden deep before this group discussion. The third topic are the current affairs in news space. You can be asked anything from the Palestine issue to the Israel issue, literally anything. The fourth is opinion-based topic. And I firmly remember, and I like to share this with Preity ma'am because she's been doing this since a very long time. I remember a topic in my time during Melbourne. If ignorance is bliss, why do we seek knowledge? And I myself was Priyanka Chopra fan, so this was her question in Miss World. And this was the topic that my professor, Mr. Andrew, gave. And believe you me, if there were 50 students, 30 were totally blank of what this phrase means. So this topic is opinion based. Some people might favor ignorance, some people might favor knowledge. And the last but not least would be the case study based topic, in which you would be encountered with a real life situation. For example, a company fired a top level management, and all the employees that were loyal to him are also going. In this situation, what would be the methodology that you will adopt in order to solve these issues? So broadly, over the time that I've realized, these are the five main types of topics that can be given with different aims and different intentions. Let's move to the next one. So let me share a little bit about my personal experiences. When I got an invitation from Preity ma'am, I had to share some of the most remarkable experiences that I have gathered. These are the five topics that I firmly, vividly remember. First, has feminism gone too far? And believe you me, the debate and the heat this topic created between men and women in a prestigious university is just inexplicable. The next, which I've already mentioned, is ignorance is bliss. Why do we seek knowledge? 30% of the students were totally blank. This is also a very recent topic, which is also very debatable. Should young Indians work 70 hours a week to boost national productivity? Then came one of the most technical topics that I've ever experienced in my life, and that was prison reform. So this topic revolves around the dimensions of are we truly preparing our prisoners for a life after they get out of the prison? And the last, but one topic that will stay relevant till the end of time would be AI and job displacement. So these were a little bit of my experience of what topics can you expect. Now comes one of the most important parts, the key to group discussions, that is the judging criteria. So I have divided this slide into two parts, what people think and what it is actually is. So a lot of the people think it is a fight, it is a clash of clans. You need to overshadow everybody in that room to get the job. Some people might not hesitate to use aggression. Some people believe and are of the ideology that you need to speak as much as you can in order to get the attention of the panel members. Some people do this blunder that they maintain the eye contact
Can do
with
your
the selection panel.
this. Next one.
Some people use fancy vocabulary, some people use too technical jargon. What it actually is. The selection panel is testing you on five, six broad parameters. First, your communication skills. Are you strong enough? Are you capable enough of communicating your thoughts, your mind to the panel members and to every single person that is there in the group discussion very well? Are you a good speaker? But are you also a good listener? Because at the end of the day, when you work in an organization, you work in a team. You're not the lone warrior. So you need to be a good listener as well. Are you a good leader and a team worker? When it comes to the technical topic, they might test you on your subject knowledge and also your willingness to upgrade yourself if you don't know anything. Then they can test your general awareness. And one of the most important things which they are actually testing, which is being tested by me also, is how well do you act and what is your approach when you are pressurized or when you are under circumstances of pressure. Let's move to the next slide. Now, the structure of a GD. Broadly dividing a group discussion, there can be three broad categories: introduction, body, and conclusion. I'll give you detail, get short examples of each of these stages. So let's move to the next slide. The introduction. I want you, if a notebook and a pen is accessible to you, please take it because I'm going to be sharing all the experiences that I've gone. A lot of the people think that in a group discussion, if you start first, you get the first impression. But is it really true? Well, it depends. Some people, in order to start first, really spread a landmine for themselves because they don't know what the topic is all about and they just blabber. The question is, should you start first or how to start first? You should only be starting first when you have in depth knowledge of the subject. For example, if ignorance is bliss, why do we seek knowledge? If you're not aware of the phrase, please don't be the person who starts the topic. If you want to start the topic, there are certain tips and tricks that you can follow that I've gathered. First, if you can use a source of data, but make sure that the data is accurate and comes from a good source. Because if the data is rechecked by the selection panel and if it comes out to be wrong, you might be disqualified. You can start with quotes. For example, I remember a group discussion in which I started with a quote: when doom approaches, wisdom departs. And I still remember my teacher was saying this is the exact English quote of Vinashikale Viprita Buddhi. You can also start with incidents, a recent newspaper report, or a recent. A very golden rule in group discussion is dead silence anecdote. It is your responsibility as a participant and as a professional that you do not allow silence to be in a group discussion. If everybody is silent, it is your responsibility to break that silence. You can do it by adding something on your own, by saying an incident, or by even repeating someone else's point. Because in a standard international group discussion, if there is silence, there is literally, and believe me when I say this, literally disqualification of every single candidate. Because that takes away the very essence of what a group discussion is all about. And never ever put your eyes onto the selection members. You are not there to impress, you are there to express. Express to the people that are there with you discussing on a topic. Let's move to the next slide. Then comes the second broader part, which is the body and the actual discussion. Now, this is quite a long part. It starts from about third minute and goes to about 10th minute. This is the phase in which people, participants bombard their opinions on you. But do screaming, dominating, and hitting tables would help? Well, if you were participating in roadies, it might have. But you are going for a discussion of a corporate level. It won't. Should I do personal attacks? For example, if Tanya said something about ignorance, should I say, Tanya, you said absolutely wrong. I do not agree with you. Who are you to say this? Remember, as soon as you say this, you are literally knocked out of the list of selection. So don't be a butcher, be a supporter. This is not Rudy, this is not Pitzula. Aggression. Should I raise my voice? Should I be a little above everybody else's tone? Nah. The approach that you should be following is respect and celebration of different ideologies. Aggression equals to disqualification. Now the question is, I can't use aggression, I can't use voice motivation, I can't do this, I can't do that. Then how do I put my point across? Especially when you are sitting in a group of people that are really exceptional. You need to put your point objectively, respectfully, and based. A golden rule that was also taught to me by my teacher was create space for yourself. Nothing is as important as taking up spaces for yourself in a group discussion and cementing yourself into group spaces. You can do so by not allowing others to take your chance, by not begging. Take an opportunity, even if it's for 1 minute, and speak your heart out. You might not get another opportunity, but at least you might be going home with the satisfaction that I've spoken what was in my mind. One more expert tip that if you are taking part in an international level group discussion, you might fetch some extra marks, and that is to uplift others very smart. For example, there's a discussion that is going on, and I have Rishba, Ishika, and Amit. And Ishika said, Ishika is sort of struggling to make a point, and I'm the person who's going next to Ishika, then I would uplift her by saying, that's a very well raised point. I totally agree with Ishika. Elaborating on those lines. These are some tips and techniques that will not only show that you are listening, but that also shows that you respect every single person methodology and vocabulary. A lot of the people, and a lot of you might have guessed from my accent, that this is all about a game of vocabulary. But no, do not use fancy words, do not use technical jargon, and do not use it. Do not get too informal. So ऐसे नहीं कहना है, अरे यार तुम्हारी बात तो मैं मानता ही नहीं. What are you saying? What the hell are you saying? Don't use these words and don't be too technical. Now the third part is the conclusion. Allow me. It is said that the first impression is the last impression, but when it comes to the group discussion, the first and the last expression are the best expressions. Make a knot in your basket that I will be the one that will be snatching. And when I say snatching, believe you me, a lot of the people are very well aware that for that conclusion truly is the last thing that the selection panel hears. So you need to give yourself the opportunity to snatch a conclusion part. How do I give a conclusion? So by the time you're listening to every single opinion and every single person's viewpoint, what I used to do in the last 3 minutes of the group discussion, I used to not say anything. I used to just jot down points in my head. And as soon as the last person or the timer is about to die, I would be the one. So let me conclude. And I used to just mention and gather all the points that have been mentioned. That shows two things. I'm a good listener and respecting other people's opinions. Now comes you have you have did that. You have talked about the opinions that were given. Make sure that you find a middle ground, a sort of a middle line. Group discussion is not a debate. These are two very different dimensions. A group discussion should be ended with respecting every single person's opinion. So, for example, if you are given a topic, will India emerge as a superpower? No matter how negative someone has spoken, no matter how positive someone has spoken, my approach would be to end the discussion by saying that no doubt India, with its extreme resources and human resources, India will emerge as a superpower. There might be some difficulties, but we can overcome it. End your conclusion with a positive note, hopefulness, and optimism. And please, please end with a smile. Let's move to the next slide. Now, three situations can happen. Let's move to the next slide. Three situations can happen with yourself when you're in a group discussion. Either you know too much of a topic, especially to the CA fraternity people. If there's a topic of standards and accounting, standards and auditing, then you might know a little too much to speak. Second situation might be you know too little. For example, if there is a topic of prison reform, you might not know something. And the third situation might be you are somewhere in between, which is my favorite situation because you can gather other people's points and opinions and frame at that point and that position a well informed opinion. If you know too much, do not be the dominating person. If you know too little, do not be ashamed of taking someone else's point. And when you are somewhere in between, take a holistic approach of giving your point and mixing the best points of each speaker. Let's move to the next slide. Now, my master tips that I sort of have tied a knot whenever I enter a group discussion panel or a group discussion with a participant. These are the things that you can do in order to make yourself stand out in a group discussion. First is general awareness. As chartered accountants or as management, degree holders or as any citizen of India, it is our responsibility to have a basic understanding of the general awareness. You must know the words, the policies, the budget policy, the fiscal and deficit policy. Infotainment content. Now, general awareness can come from when you consume infotainment content. So rather than watching any Bollywood movie, you can sometimes also scroll the reels in which you're given information. Vocabulary. There are certain things that you can sort of shower when it comes to making an impression, and that is vocabulary. If I have to give you an example, I used to use this phrase a lot. I used to use a lot of quotes, and one quote which was my favorite is which I used to use when I have to end my group discussion. On your path, you are never denied, but only redirected. Or somewhere down the line, each and every person gave a marvelous opinion. You can use phrases as well. You can shower things to impress the selection panel, but not to suppress others. Now, reading books. But मैम टाइम कहाँ है? सीए की बुक्स पढ़ लें वही काफी है वही पूरी नहीं हो पा रही हैं. Text being one of the most dreadful subjects that I've ever witnessed. So nobody's saying to be to be an avid reader. Just read 2 pages every single day, and when you look after 5 days, you might have done 10 pages. Now comes a tip that is good in group discussion as well as in public speaking, and that is mirror speaking. Go in front of the mirror. Be confident of the way you look. Even if you're a little bit fat, even if you're a little bit thin, it doesn't truly matter. Because when you speak, it is one instrument that can really, really capture people's attention. So go in front of a mirror, talk to yourself, imagine situations and answer questions, and also you can record. Honestly, I have been recording myself before this session so that I do not speak with an Australian accent. English. Now, English is something which a lot of the people struggle with, especially as Indians. I think introspection is something which is extremely important. You need to understand that English is not our first language. So do not behave as if you're an American or a foreigner. You need to learn English. But before going to any particular group discussion, public speaking competition, you must know the concepts in Hindi. And I have been repeating this since the time immemorial. जब तक concept की हिंदी नहीं पता होगी, आपको English आ ही नहीं सकती. Because our Indian brain has been trained to first think Hindi and then translate that into English. If you are using any source of data, make sure that the source is credible. Because again, I'd like to mention, if the panel members recheck that data and if it's wrong or it's inaccurate, you might be disqualified. Eye contact with the person which is speaking. Do not try to impress the selection panel members. You would be the first person to be ticked off their selection list. You're not there to impress them. You're there to be part of a discussion and give your informed judgment. And always maintain a Gautam Buddhist mind. So there's one ideology of Gautam Buddha that I firmly believe in, and there might be a spelling mistake because I've made this speaking a little too fast. So Gautam Buddha used to follow an ideology of staying in center, not too happy, not too sad, not too excited, not too sorrow. So behave like have a smile of Gautam Buddha on your face. No repetition, hyperbole, or over exaggeration. Do not say, okay, you think I cannot work 12 hours a day? I'll work for the next 2 months 12 hours a day. That is not humanly possible. So, hyperbole and over exaggeration are not the name of the game. And as I've already said, the cost of silence would not be only for you, but it would be for every single person that is participating. So it is your responsibility to never, never have a silent moment in the group discussion. Let's move to the next slide. And now comes my general tips. I'm a son of 2 professors, so I have to give you 3 tips that they have given me. First, I mentioned in earlier section as well, comparison. I always say and will say till my last breath that comparison is the killer of growth and success. Two people can never be same. Their circumstances, their opportunities can never be same. So when you see a person that is standing on the pedestal that you want to reach, understand that they have invested hours and the distance is constant. Where you are and the final destination is constant. The more work you put every single day, the faster you reach that goal. Milestone and improvement. Set milestone for yourself. Do not imagine one day I'll wake up and I'll be the Emma Watson of British American program. That can't happen in a midnight. That can even happen in a fortnight. You need to make yourself improve every single day, even if it's 0.5%. And I would like to rest my PPT presentation with my favorite quote again, that to everyone with a dream, know that your dreams are valid and on your path, you are never denied, but only redirected. So that's all for the PPT. Thank you, guys. I'll hand over to Preeti ma'am now.
I guess you're already getting appreciation, so that's why I've taken a pause. People are applauding you for your session. So that was a virtual applause from the audience. So that's why I was taken a pause. Okay, let them applaud and appreciate. When you're getting appreciation from the audience, that itself a very big thing. So speaker got an idea what was the session is all about. So they are appreciating to us. That was insightful session. You have touched very minute points. I guess might many of the speakers might miss that. I have also attended many sessions that was related to the group discussion, but many of the sessions they missed the major points that you have covered till now. How to pitch the points, how to many of the time that first impression is the last impression, but that's very true. It's not a first impression. The time you close your pitch, it's the last impression, right? And the time you closed it, that was your impression. That time the time you close with the okay one Ishika, what Ishika wants to say. Tani, can you read it out, please?
Yes. Ishika is saying that the experience that you have shared with us actually become examples for us, and she
Oh,
is thanking you for the insights.
I'm truly grateful and honored, Ishika, and I think the credit goes to Preeti ma'am and Tania for inviting me.
Credit actually goes to you. You have chosen the topic. It's your platform. We have just given a platform to you so that you will be able to reach the larger audience, and obviously audience needs it. Any queries from the audience side?
Yeah, if anybody has any
Speaker is there.
question,
So any queries from the audience side?
you can
If you
unmute
have
yourself,
a query, you can
type your
write
question.
in the chat
Yeah, you can write that
before.
down in chat section. Okay, till the time they are writing down, I would just request a little thing from Ishwin. I think she is the reason ma'am saw me, so I think I would love. I think Ishwin is the master of voice modulation, so if she could speak a little bit, if she is comfortable, that would be my honor.
She can share the experience, I guess, with the audio also. It's not necessary to on the video,
Yeah,
right, Anant?
the last, just like last time, right?
Just like last time.
You can take revenge, Ishwin. I will be happy.
Hello, am I audible?
Absolutely, Ashwin, you're
Yes,
audible.
you are.
Good evening, ma'am. Good
Wait,
evening, Tanya. It's a pleasure to be here once again. Actually, I am a bit outside right now, so I am operating through phone. But all I can say is that it was a very insightful session. Even I got some new points from Anand, so that I will take care in my public speaking. Of course, the law of Buddhaji that he told, the comparison thing he told, I think it is must whenever you are going on stage or you are delivering a session or whatever you are doing in life. One thing is very important, that you never compare yourself. I think the platform where Preeti ma'am is there today, she's there because she never compared herself with anyone. शी इज व्हाट शी इज. अगर आप कभी कंपेयर करोगे, खुद को नहीं पहचानोगे, तो आज जहाँ मैम खड़ी हैं वहां शायद वो ना होती या हम भी ना होते जहाँ आज हम हैं. तो कहीं पहुंचने के लिए हमें खुद को समझना जरूरी है, जो आनंद ने बहुत अच्छे से समझा है. सो आई जस्ट अप्रिशिएट आनंद एंड थैंक यू प्रीति मैम कि वो हम लोगों को ये प्लेटफॉर्म देके हमारा कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ा रही हैं. अदरवाइज तो हम लोग के लिए बहुत मुश्किल है, मतलब ऐसे अपॉर्चुनिटीज ग्रैब करना. बट like ICI only allows you two paper presentations, right? But Preeti ma'am हमको ICI के एक breakthrough दे रही है कि we can improve and we can build our confidence. So thank you so much, ma'am, and thank you, Anand, for having me.
You all
You're welcome.
seems like already a pro person in the public speaking.
It's an honor to get appreciation from you. But seriously, I and Anand, I think we both admire you a lot as a public speaker. So thank you so much for understanding us.
And I'm very surprised to know that Anant is already following me. I was not aware.
When I was also there at the Prayagraj, I don't think you were there in the National Talent Search. I was also there representing my Moradabad branch.
Okay. And you're also participating?
Yes, I was participating in education and pitch deck both.
Okay. And you got prize also, I guess.
No, ma'am, I didn't get the prize, but I was in top five in allocation.
Okay, great. So already you have already participated in a very, I guess, national, international levels of the ICA.
But national, yes, up till now national. I'll
Yeah,
go
up to
international.
now it's a national level. It's obviously many of the students were not able to reach even the nationals. They're just able to participate at the branch level. So national, branch level, after that regional, and after that nationals. So it's just a start of your life. You obviously you will be able to reach the international level also,
Manifesting everything.
and will be the winner also.
Yeah. आप क्यों मुझे check
Let me
करें?
the let me a manifestation from my side also. Let me the winner also.
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay, where is our moderator? Please share the vote of thanks also, because our esteemed speaker is here.
Yes, yes.
Tanya is
Anand,
manifesting to be a speaker.
yes, I am. I'm getting inspired a lot from you, from Ishwin, and from Anand. And it's like I get to learn a lot from you guys in the past sessions also. Anand, I would like to ask you a question.
Yeah,
Hello,
you can
am
go.
I
Yeah.
audible?
Haha, you
Yeah.
are audible.
Okay, okay. So, you participated in a group discussion from University of Melbourne, right? How did you get into that?
So basically, it was class 12. My math exam got cancelled. My business exam got cancelled, and my math exam मैंने वो दिया. So math was the worst subject, and business was the best subject. So I was quite depressed. मेरी आधे बदन में anxiety और आधे बदन में depression था. So then I saw this post online. So I've been connected because I have a YouTube channel in which I have an audience, a global audience, especially from Philippines and Thailand. So I got a post from those people. So they are opening a public speaking committee, and if you want to take a part, so I took part. Soon to realize that they also posted that in on LinkedIn. So you must follow these prestigious universities, be it Melbourne, be it Oxford. They are giving opportunities to be a part, like to be an intern or to be a part of 2 day, 3 day sessions. So you can get opportunities from that.
Okay. Let us see if our audience have any doubt. आई थिंक आज तो ऑडियंस के पास डाउट ही नहीं होगा पूरा कॉम्प्रिहेंसिवली कवर जो कर दिया है
They're just appreciating. They don't have a doubt, I guess, left out.
यस
Normally, it's the two aspects. One is speaker has covered each and every aspect, as the audience is like no words right now. Hannah, they have covered each and everything. Second is they are hesitate to ask something, and they're just appreciating. हाँ बहुत अच्छा बहुत अच्छा जितना आगे बस ले उसको grab करने दो तब आगे
Now,
proceed करेंगे.
it must be the former, not the latter. I believe the former.
It is the first one, not the later one. Okay, over to Tanya.
कैन वी कंक्लूड द सेशन देन
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
जस्ट वन सेकेंड
अरे बाप रे भाई. Thank you so much.
You actually deserve this. If it was a physical one, so I will be more happy to give it to you and share it with you. But let it be a physical one. हम मिलेंगे. We'll meet very soon. Yeah, again a manifestation. Yes, we'll meet very soon.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. So thank you so much, Anand. Your expertise has undoubtedly given us a very fresh perspective on group discussion and interviews, and also a very big thank you to our audience for staying connected with us. So before we conclude, we are pleased to present a certificate of appreciation to Anant Kumar Garg for delivering this session. Hello.
You're audible. Don't worry, you're audible.
Okay. So with this, we can conclude our session. Thank you so much, audience. Thank you so much, Anand. And thank you so much, Preity ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. And stay connected, audience. We will see you in the next session. We will announce another session soon. And thank you so much. Have a nice weekend.
Likewise.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Bye.
Thank you so much, Anand. Thank you so much for having us. You too, thank you.